So this seems to me where we can make transformative friendship common knowledge. That's what I think. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. So that's what I'm hoping for. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I wrote this a couple of days ago. A new vision of vision. Waking today, I see myself walking straight into the circling petals of a giant flower. This reminds me of being delighted looking down into the blossoms of roses still blooming now in mid-November. I see my waking vision as providing me and my videoing partner, Jerry Riverstone, and me with a perfect entryway to today's venture, inviting viewers to join in seeing where my inner suspense story will take us today. Jerry and I keep demonstrating a new way of seeing, sensing, and sharing ourselves that gives us a new vision of vision, as it keeps giving us ever deeper and dramatically clarifying perspectives on our inner lives. They keep revealing that we can now see how to outgrow the shortcomings we have felt stuck with. Mine made me terribly shy. As we explore a selection of animating inner motion pictures showing the energy impressions that make me who I am, you will see how sharing, seeing, and making sense in this new way lets us transform our difficulties into self and mutually illuminating solutions. Yeah, I feel that excitement because we're now in late November, and it was just a week ago. I look out the kitchen window and I see, oh, the roses are still blooming. And then when I go out for a walk, there I'm able to look in on them, and they're still all pert and cupping, and all these flower petals cupping the atmosphere. And then, so a day or so after seeing that on a walk, then I see this image in which I'm walking right into the petals, and I thought that is really a lovely way of expressing what eidetic imaging is like. You're walking into into these petals of consciousness, and you yeah. I don't know how to put that verbally. It sounds a little sci-fi, but it does convey something of entering into another dimension of consciousness that's beyond the limitations of just ordinary cut and dry reality. You know, it's like,
How does that touch you?
well, it as soon as I saw that happening, that feeling of walking into that as an entryway, there's a feeling of joy that it was so straightforward and could be that straightforward to other people, because I really want them to understand that looking into these images is just like opening a door and going into this deeper and clearer and much more embracing realm of our imagination, which which is within us, but we've been cut off from. We think only geniuses have it or something, but we all have it. But it takes just a little extra oomph, and to be drawn into it in appreciation of the glory. It it introduces us to, instead of being afraid of it. No? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, I've heard over my lifetime, too many people say, "Oh, that's too deep for me." And I just feel so sad for that because when you know this, that you can enter into these larger, more heartwarming dimensions of us, that you don't have to feel that it's uh, diminishing sense of that's too deep for me. You don't have to withdraw. You instead feel venturesome or adventurous towards
Mm.
it. That, that's what I want to have happen because uh, it just makes all the difference in the world to move out of living in fear and trembling and move into fascination and expecting something new and to happen that will that is new in a good sense of bringing growth and outgrowth and better expectations, if not great expectations. So
Well, you want
if you if you see that image, did I tell it in a way? Would you like to see it? Tell us your reciprocal vision. What do you see?
sure. Yeah, I see this flower, this giant flower in front of me. I was immediately seeing a bee in a flower and just even right down to the size. You said it's a giant flower. I mean, if I see that bee in there, I just imagine my whole body going up to that flower and how big it is. Those curtains behind you reminded me a little bit of the folds in a flower. And yeah, I'm being touched by is a couple things. One is this sense of being drawn right in,
Yes.
and feels good because it feels like there's no indecision about it. There's no being clouded by too many options or by what should be happening. There's just this. I'm going in with all
Beautiful.
of me,
Yes.
and smell a rose. Smell that rose petal smell, and I do feel something like trembling actually, but it's not a fearful trembling. It's almost like the vibrating of the bee's wings, just right in there. The bees are
Yeah, yeah.
really vibrate in there. I guess the main thing is just that total immersion in the smell and the soft layers of yeah, what other object or textures like rose petals? They're soft, but they're also strong.
Yes.
And
So so that's lovely way that you're manifesting this substance, all the different aspects of the substance, and and enjoying the being drawn into the lucidity.
yeah,
Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, I think the strongest thing for me, and I feel it in my arms and my chest, is just that real thirst for just being completely in one experience,
Yes.
not having divided attention or just like, oh, what a gift just to be all in.
Yes. Oh, I love that. That'll be a good title for us. All in. That is a beautiful.
Yeah. And,
Yes.
and you know, ah, it's snowing out. It's the first snowfall of the year right now. And it really, there's, even though you were talking about how wonderful it is to see this rose bush in November, something about this snow is immediately capturing the similar experience to going in on that rose. It's re- it's rooted in a memory, but just that feel of the experience of being a kid out in the snow.
Okay, so
It,
how is that speaking to you? Where how
it's
is that
speaking to me again that it's just a complete world. It's like everything, that muting effect of all those snowflakes. It's just like the world is muted out, and there's something about the quality of just this reality right here that is so soothing in a way. Just like that's where my all my attention's right here in this little snow area, whether I'm making snowballs or making a snowman, or it's
Okay,
just
I just want to be clear about how that muted aspect is relating to the child active acts aspect of it, because they're both there clearly, right?
it's muted. The Well, I'm not sure. You tell me. What's that doing
Well,
for?
I I have a sense of, the quietness snow that's associated with snow,
Yeah,
but instead of it, the mutedness being a muffling, now I actually hear children's voices in the snow.
mm,
You know, but what I like about what you're doing is the way you're allowing all the different substances and sensations to manifest clearly.
yeah,
And so the mutedness of the snow is not muting ch the child energy that's coming into play as well.
not at all. It's allowing it to be unfettered and unadulterated.
Yeah.
It's something specifically is about this time of day, getting
hmm
dark while it's snowing, and
hmm
then dark but still outside. It's just like, I don't care what's for dinner. I don't care what's on TV. I'm not even thinking about anything. Just my world is so shrunken down. Kind of the same way it would be getting right up there in those flower petals. Is just
That's really nice that you are conveying the joy of concentration that you were describing in an earlier image when you were talking about leaning over the globe that but I think that absorption that children can get into it's very important the way we're bringing that out, because that is what enables us to experience the virtue in going to this level of imagination. Because at our ordinary racing along level, we don't feel that. But at this level, it puts us in touch with the animation that gives us strength, as well as the emotions that give us joy. So I'm glad you brought that into the forefront of our awareness, which is really to appreciate the importance of children's powers of observation and um, absorption.
absorption.
becoming absorbed in what they're concentrating on.
Mm-hmm.
Because in a way, that's what's most missing now. So thank you for that, bringing that
Mm.
forward.
Yeah, thanks for that rose image. I didn't imagine that connecting with the snow and that sense of absorbed presence, but I like that a lot.
Well, I'm glad also that one of the things that I wanted to convey when I mentioned the roses in bloom in mid-November is how these surprising presences can make themselves felt in a kind of collage of experience in time, so that again, it just the word presence comes to mind because it makes us present to all these presences, which we aren't when we're relating to them distantly, this phenomenon distantly. So,
Mm.
so that there are many dimensions of time coming into play in action as we go, and it's not confusing. Even though these different time dimensions are coming into play. Yeah.
Which different time dimensions?
Big blooms in mid-November is, when all the other flowers are gone. And now, and your image brings up the child energy
Yeah.
um,
It,
by getting in touch with this sensational substance of your current experience is putting you in touch with the earlier energy fields that you're usually not aware of being in touch with.
mm-hmm.